Hello guys, in this video we will be discussing about operations and functions. In math there are four fundamental operations. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let f and g be functions, meaning to say our f and g here could be linear function, quadratic function, cubic function, radical function, rational function, and more. Now let us start with the first definition. The sum, denoted by f plus g, is the function defined by f plus g of x equals f of x plus g of x. The difference, denoted by f minus g, is the function defined by f minus g of x equals f of x minus g of x. The product, denoted by f times g, is the function defined by f times g of x equals f of x times the g of x. And our last, the quotient, denoted by f over g, is the function defined by f over g of x equals f of x over the g of x, where our g of x, which is the denominator, should not be equal to 0. Otherwise, it will become undefined. Now let us put all of this into reality by having the following example. Okay, first example is that we are going to get the sum of the functions v and g. But from the given functions, f of x is an example of a linear function. The same thing with the p of x, because both are having the highest exponent of 1. V of x and the g of x are example of quadratic functions because the highest exponent is 2. And h of x and the t of x are examples of rational function because they are in a form of a fraction figure. And take note, our denominators here should not be equal to 0. Now first, we are going to find the sum. So all we have to do is that we are going to write first the corresponding equation. This can be written as v of x plus g of x. Now next thing to do is we are going to substitute the corresponding function for the v of x, which is given as x squared plus 5x plus 4. Copy the operation, addition operation, coming from here. G of x has a corresponding function of x squared plus 5x 2x minus 8. Now the next thing to do is to simplify. How to simplify? We are going to combine similar terms. Now x squared and x squared here are actually terms that are similar, meaning we are going to simplify by adding the two, since they are both having the same sign. So this is now 2x squared plus 5x and 2x are actually similar. So we are going to combine that. That would be 7x. And negative 4, negative 8, which are both constants, we are going to combine that. But make sure that we are going to subtract because they are having different sign. And copy the sign of the bigger number, which is 8. So 4 minus 8, that would be 4. This is now our sum. Next example, we are going to get the product of the f and the p function. So in this case, this is just equal to f of x times p of x. Now substituting the corresponding function for the f of x, that would be x plus 3, but make sure to enclose that by a parenthesis, just to denote that we are going to multiply the two functions, and p of x is equal to 2x minus 7. Now how to simplify? By using the FOIL method. X times 2x, that will give a result of 2x squared. X times negative 7, that would be minus 7x. Negative 3 times 2x, that would be plus 6x. 3 times negative 7, that's minus 21. Simplify, we have to copy 2x squared because it doesn't have similar term on the rest. So 2x squared. But negative 7x and 6x can actually be combined. So we are going to subtract because both are having different sign. And copy the sign of the bigger number. That would be negative x minus 21. This is now the product. Next example, we are going to get the difference of the p and the f function. Now at this point, this is just equal to p of x minus f of x. Now what is p of x? That's equal to 2x minus 7. Minus what is f of x? That's equal to x plus 3. Now at this point, you have to be very careful because if you're going to write that way, that's wrong. Why? Because you have to enclose the subtrahend x plus 3. What's the purpose? We are going to multiply subtraction operation to every term of the subtrahend later on. I'm sorry. So this is now equal to 2x minus 7. So all you have to do is to copy. And then negative times x, that would be negative x. Negative times 3, that would be negative 3. Simplify, 2x and negative x can be combined. So that would be x. And negative 7 minus 3, that would be negative 10 because they are having the same sign. So we are going to add and copy the common sign. Therefore, the difference is x minus 10. Let's proceed to our next example. Our next example is that we are going to get or find the quotient of the functions v and g. So first thing to do is to write the corresponding formula, which is v of x over g of x. But what is v of x? According to the given function, this is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 4 over, what is g of x? G of x is equal to x squared minus this is plus 2x minus 8. Now, basing on the functions given, since our numerator and denominator are both quadratic functions, then we have to determine whether the two are factorable or not. So we have to employ the process of factorization. Why are we going to factor? Because in some cases, we are going to cancel something on both numerator and denominator, specifically the same function. Now, is our numerator factorable? Let's try to find out. What are the factors of 4? 4 can be written as 2 times 2. It could also be having factors of 1 times 4. But take note that we have to consider the middle part. The middle part here is 5. Now, if you will try to add 2 and 2, that's 4. But if you will try to add 1 and 4, that would be 5, which is the middle part. So therefore, this is really the factor. These are the factors. So, this is now equal to x plus 1, that's coming from here, times x plus 4, that's coming from the second factor. Such that if you are going to multiply the two using the FOIL method, I'm sure that the result would be x squared plus 5x plus 4. Now, how about the denominator part? Is our denominator factorable? Let's find out. What are the factors of negative 8? Factors of negative 8 are 2 times negative 4. Could also be negative 2 times 4. Could also be 1 times negative 8. Could also be negative 1 times 8. But again, we have to consider the middle part, such that if we'll try to add the factors, the result must be 2. Now, which of the 4 will give a sum of 2? The second one, because negative 2 plus 4, that's positive 2. In short, we have to make use of this factor. So this is now over x minus 2, because this is negative 2. And then we have here x plus 4, because this is positive 4. Now, take a look of this. We have now something to cancel on, and that's x plus 4 and x plus 4. So therefore, this is now equivalent to x plus 1 over x minus 2. Now, you have to be very careful because, according to our definition, our denominator should not be equal to 0. So what is the value of x that will make our denominator 0? X here should not be equal to 2. Because if you are going to substitute 2 to your x here, 2 minus 2 will become 0. And we have to avoid that. Now, you can actually write as this This is now your answer. Or it's fine if you will not be writing that anymore, the restriction, because this is understandable that our denominator should not be equal to 0 according to our definition that we defined a while ago. Next example, we are going to get the sum of the functions f and h. Now at this point, this is now equal to f of x plus h of x. But what is f of x? That's x plus 3. Plus, we are going to substitute the corresponding function of h of x, which is x plus 7 over 2 minus x. So basing from this line, this is our first term, this is our second term, separated by addition operation. Now we are going to combine the two into a single expression. How to do that? By using the LCD. What would be our LCD? 2 minus x, the denominator. We know that x plus 3, the first term, has a denominator of 1. Now if you will try to divide 2 minus x with 1, the result will still be 2 minus x times the numerator. That will become 2 minus x times x plus 3 plus, this is the operation being used. Next, 2 minus x divided by 2 minus x, of course, that's 1 because we're going to cancel that. Times the numerator, that will become x plus 7. Now simplifying, this is now equal to multiplying this part using the FOIL method. So this is now 2 times x. That would be equal to 2x. 2 times 3, that would be equal to positive 6. Negative x times x, that will be equal to negative x squared. Negative x times 3, that would be equal to negative 3x. And we have to copy this part. So plus x plus 7 over copying this, which is still our denominator. And then we have to combine similar terms. So we have to copy first negative x squared because it doesn't have similar term. And then 2x, negative 3x, and x can actually be combined. So 2 minus 3, that's negative 1, plus 1, that would be 0. In short, we can actually cancel the 3. And then 6 plus 7, that would be 13 over 2 minus x. So what should be our restriction? Our x here should not be equal to 2 still. Because if x is 2, the denominator will become 0, and that's not acceptable. Or you cannot, you can just, it's possible that you will not be writing the restriction because this is understandable that your denominator should not be equal to 0. This is now our answer. Thank you for watching.